Salaki brothers cut off on me, but and when he turned his countenance to look, all things trembled that was seen under him. Right, because again, like I said, people are going to be afraid, and whatsoever the voice went out of his mouth, they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth falleth when it filleth the fire. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a number of men out of it's like a multitude of men out of number. It's like, let me read it again, verse 5. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of the number from the four winds of heaven, to subdue the man that came out of the sea. Right, that's these nations, Esau, these other Edomite nations, but like Russia, the NATO and EU Edomites, and the other nations getting ready to fight the Lord. All right, like what's that? The president, I always forget the devil's name, man. He said if there was an outer space threat that came, will we not put our differences aside and fight all nations? They're gonna have to do that, and they're gonna have to do that, and they're still gonna get destroyed. All right. It's like it, to subdue the man that came out of the sea. All right, so they're going to try to fight the Lord, verse 6, but they're going to lose. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain. That great mountain is talking about a so-called UFO. And again, that video that Issacharite dude put up, that fathership was gigantic, but the Lord could come on one bigger than that. All right, that's that great mountain. All right, and flew upon it. But I looked and have seen the regional place without the hill was graven, and I could not. Verse 8. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were so afraid, and yet durst fight. All right, because the Lord's going to have to be the spirit on the devils to fight. All right. Verse 9. And lo, he saw the violence of the multitude that came. He neither lifted up hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. But only I saw he sit out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests, and they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell upon the multitude which were prepared to fight, and burnt them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude neither was to be perceived, but only dust and the smell of smoke. And when I saw it, I was afraid. Right, these devils are getting afraid, man. All right, they're getting afraid, because again, it's like the scriptures say, what's that, Ezekiel 28, I think it is, if I ain't mistaken, thou art wiser than Daniel. Let me grab that real quick. Because the higher ups of Esau, they know what's going on, man. I think it's Ezekiel 28. I ain't read that in a while. Yep. This it's like Ezekiel chapter 28, verse 3, Salakia, brothers, I skipped it. Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee. Right. So Esau is wiser than scripture say Esau is wiser than talking about Esau being wiser than Daniel. So Esau knows this, man. He knows these same scriptures. These scriptures that I just read through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, that the Lord's set up the elders and apostles of great millstone to teach me and other brothers these scriptures, these breakdowns. Esau knows these scriptures too. All right, Esau knows these scriptures. He's read these scriptures. He knows what's going to happen. All right, and he's getting afraid. That's why he's like in this video. It shows this supposed to be a robot or whatever. Because not only is Esau, planning on, because he's going to try to use these robots to try to fight the Lord too. He's killing robots, these drones, but it ain't going to do you no good. It ain't going to none of this, because he's not planning on, and I was just meditating on that. He's not going to just, use that for martial law takeovers and to police the streets. All right, he's also going to try to use those robots to fight the Lord. That's a part of his sword, because he's going to go down with the sword. The Lord Yahushua said, what? He that liveth by the sword shall what? Perish by the sword. All right, this devil conquered everything by the sword, and he's going down by the sword. He's going down with his sword, man. All right, this devil's an animal, man. Like, there's a video, I don't know if it's true or not, there's some cracker, this little Edomite, this Edomite kid up in Buffalo, in New York, went up there and mowed down Jake, man. Killed like 10 Jakes or whatever, all right? That's the devil for you, man. That's the devil for you, man. And he said in the and I saw another article that said that he was getting revenge from what that Jake did, and they claimed he was an Israelite too. The Jake that ran them people up, ran those people over in I think was Kenosha, Wisconsin, I think it is. He was getting revenge for them. So all this stuff be set up, man. All this stuff be set up, but it could be real. Who knows? All right, but Esau is going down, man, and he knows it, man. So with that, I pray this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rekakwadash, double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and safety to you brothers pushing this truth and sincerity. With that, I'm going to say shalom.